Hey friends, I'm Jimmy Gaddis. Welcome to Nostalgic. Break out the magnifying glass. We're going on another Hollywood toy hunt where we search out all the toys, comics, video games, and other goodies we grew up with in our favorite movies. Since it's the holidays, I thought, what better flick to comb through than Gremlins? I know, not your typical family-friendly holiday classic. Whether it counts as a true Christmas movie has been a point of contention for decades due to the film's, well, you know, violence. So much violence that this PG-rated movie, along with another Steven Spielberg classic, Temple of Doom, would lead to the creation of the PG-13 rating. As for the toys and collectibles, I found nearly 35 of them. Be sure to stick around to the end to see the handful I still need your help to identify. That said, Time Warp, take us back to 1984. The movie opens in the fictional town of Kingston Falls. I thought we'd find some good stuff as Billy and Barney walk down the main street. Unfortunately, with all the movement, it was nearly impossible to get a sharp view of anything in those shop windows. So, it's on to Billy's room. In one of the most heartwarming and memorable scenes of the movie, Gizmo matches the notes that Billy plays on our first item, the Casio PT50 electronic keyboard with ROM pack cartridge released in 1983. This also gives us our first decent glimpse of Billy's many comics. Now, I admit, I failed miserably trying to track down the issues in this frame, so I had to call in an expert, nostalgic subscriber, and good friend, Chris Finch. And just like he did in the Princess Bride toy hunt, he came through in the clutch once again. This is what he found. Just behind Gizmo is issue number 47 of Doll Man, published by Quality Comics in 1953. The Caped Crusader on the left, that's Doll Man. There's a Doll Girl, too. This would be the last edition of this story's comic book run. Another final issue is right next to it, DC's The Shadow, number 12 from 1975, titled The Night of the Damned. From this angle of the room, we can spot some more. There's the July 1954 edition of Horrific, Weird Tales of Terror, issue number 12. Now, each issue of this series included a handful of short stories. They currently go for a pretty penny online. Enter Pete, played by Corey Feldman, who spills water on poor Gizmo.
Great, thanks a lot.
Squealing in pain from, giving birth, we catch a glimpse of DC's All-Star Squadron, Volume 1, Number 16, The Magnetic Marauder. One of the multiplying furballs lands on Marvel's Conan the Barbarian, Volume 1, Issue 150, Tower of Flame. On top of that is DC's The House of Mystery, Volume 1, Number 320, Death Come Rescue Me. Both were published in 1983. As several other balled-up mogwai join the first, the wider shot reveals 1982's The Art of Will Eisner book. Eisner was a legendary comic book artist and pioneer of the industry, best remembered for creating the series The Spirit. There may be more in there. Feel free to screen grab my screen grabs and let me know if you find anything. A few minutes earlier, just before Pete enters the room, Gizmo's relaxing in bed, watching the 1950 Clark Gable racing drama To Please a Lady, when we can see the bottom third of a 1981 Road Warrior movie poster. On the other wall, find number 10, a still rolled up Twilight Zone the movie poster. Now, is this possibly a Jaws poster? I think it is. It's another Spielberg movie, so that would make sense. I believe there's some more here. Again, stay tuned to the end of the video.
It's the official tabletop version of Donkey Kong, and it looks, plays, and sounds the same.
Hanging by the Christmas tree, we see the new crew playing with the 1981 Coleco Donkey Kong tabletop arcade game. Classic. Back upstairs, Stripe and company are losing their collective hungry minds when Billy looks over at his clock to make sure it's still before midnight. We find out the artist has also been working on his golf game. This book is What's Wrong with Your Golf? Why You Hit Those Bad Shots and How to Get Rid of Them. This is a subtle shout out to director Joe Dante's dad, a professional golfer who wrote the book.
They hatched. Get out of the house.
We've come to the point where the eggs have hatched, and this badass mom takes out 3 gremlins via blender, knife, and a microwave. Checking the living room for more, she lashes out at a Christmas stocking that was moving. Turns out it was just a 10-inch Super Mechanic fighter toy robot made in the 70s by SJM Taiwan. Over at the Futterman house, the TV loses signal and a frustrated Murray heads outside to see what's going on. As he makes his way to the door, there's a stuffed dog with the Christmas presents. I'm pretty sure it's a 1976 or 77 Bogart the Basset Hound, 13-inch stuffed animal by American Fare. You can barely see the dog collar and round tag that sets it apart from the other vintage Bassets you'll find online. Meanwhile, at Dory's Tavern, which could easily double as a scene for my freshman year of college at Seton Hall University, go Pirates, some of the little green monsters are playing the relatively new Star Wars arcade game, which was released in May of 1983.
Now, as Luke Skywalker, your mission is to reach the Death Star and find the tiny exhaust port that's the only spot vulnerable to your proton torpedo.
Yes, that is a super easy one. But it wasn't until I started this toy hunt that I noticed, for the first time, the arcade classic Atari's Crystal Castles just to the left of it. Yeah, look at that. Jonesing for more chocolate during the showing of Snow White, Striped Sweet Tooth inadvertently helps him escape death as he's forced to seek out refills at the department store, right before his buddies go bye-bye in a ball of flames. Chasing him inside, Billy breaks the glass with the Fisher-Price Corn Popper push toy. Zooming into the holiday stockings, we can see a 1981 Ertl Dukes of Hazzard General Lee die-cast Charger. Into the electronics department, along with the boomboxes and CRT TVs, is Find Number 20, an Atari game. You can see the classic silver and red Atari 2600 game box. Now, figuring out which game it was, that took some serious digging. No, it's not E.T., it's Sword Quest Waterworld. What made the search so difficult is that this box art was only on promo boxes. This is what everyone eventually went home with. The game was released in February of 1984, 4 months before Gremlins was released. We find more toys in the toy department. Midnight Barbie Horse from 1984. It's just the horse in that box. No doll included. To its left is the 1981 Barbie Bubble Bath.
You girls ready?
Don't come in, Dad. Barbie's taking a bubble bath.
See the yellow sports car? That's Barbie's remote-controlled Super Vet, which originally came out in 1979. On one of the shelves is a Mattel See & Say. Now, there were more versions of these than I realized, but based on the colors and the year, it's got to be a 1984 The Farmer Says Animal Sounds version. I spy a Hot Wheels Dash and Crash Speedway set, which was initially made in 1982. Also down that aisle, a slew of Garfield stuffed animals. Gotta be this one. Clicking and clacking and spinning on the floor is a Horikawa Super Giant Robot Rotate-O-Matic. Horikawa robots also made an appearance in Spielberg's Poltergeist. Link in the description to go on that toy hunt when you're done with this one. The other robot is the Atomic Robot Tommy, made in the early 70s in Hong Kong. It's got mystery bump and go action and red flashing lights. As Billy cautiously makes his way down the aisle, we get a closer look at Garfield, Smurf stuffed animals, Sylvester, Bugs Bunny, and a faux leather E.T. plush toy made by Kamar Toys in 1982. His green outfit wasn't part of the plushie as far as I can tell, and was likely added for the movie. I needed a little assistance for this next one. See that yellow helicopter with red skis? I put out a call for help on our Facebook page, and super subscriber Bobby Baker and Jason Hofius solved it. It's a 1970 wind-up fun helicopter made by Jimson. Well done, and thank you. Number 33. Gizmo rides to the rescue in a 1982 pink Barbie Dream Vet.
Takes a certain kind of guy.
This frame also illuminates our last 4 items, including 3 Parker Brothers board games. We've got Survive, looks to be the 1982 edition, Big Boggle, and Clue. Off to the left, sticking out his tongue, our final find, an Odie stuffed animal. But wait, there's more. Thing is, I need your help to identify them. We get a sneak peek into Pete's room as he fends off the gremlins with his slingshot. I searched and I searched and I searched for what I thought might be a movie poster or poster of a band. It looks like those might be spotlights. Up on the corner, I'm not sure. Same thing goes for that yellow plane hanging in the corner. Maybe it's just a kite. Right after Spike cannonballs into the YMCA pool to get his multiplication on, Billy and Gizmo rush to the sheriff's office. Deputy Brent, played by Jonathan Banks, who, I only just learned this, is the same guy who played Mike in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Anyway, he's seen playing with a toy gun that shoots suction cup darts out of what appears to be a box set of toys that says Western Man on it. I figured this would be an easy find, but I had no luck. There's this horse with the orange wheels and this plastic white, what I think is a three-wheeler, motorcycle, something along those lines. Remember those rolled up movie posters? I had trouble finding this one in particular, the one with the eyes on it. My brother thinks this might be a pile of those balsa wood or foam airplanes like these. What do you think? And finally, on the living room floor next to the Super Mechanic Fighter Robot is this box. This one drove me nuts. I looked seemingly forever. It looks like there's a robot on the cover, something similar to Johnny 5. No luck, waste of time. Maybe you know what it is. Can you identify it or any of those other items? Let me know in the comments. Be my hero, help a guy out, and earn my undying love and respect, and a shout out in the next toy hunt video. If you enjoyed this nostalgic adventure, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe for more moments that are going to take you back to the 80s and the 90s. But first, there's more toy hunting to do right now. Click here to head to the Toy Hunt playlist to see what we found in Robbie and Carol Ann's room in Poltergeist, and check out all the He-Man figures and vehicles we spied in the grandson's room in The Princess Bride. I'm Jimmy Gaddis. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.